Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 4.4. Today we are going to talk about liters and milliliters. Have you seen one of these before? I bet you have. Do you know how many liters? What do we call this kind of bottle of Mountain Dew there? Yeah, we call it a 2 liter bottle, right? I got a 2 liter of Mountain Dew. Now, don't drink all of that at once. So when we think about liters, okay, we're thinking about these big, big amounts like this. Now this is 2 liters. A 1 liter bottle is half of this, and they'll sell 1 liters of water a whole lot more than they'll sell 1 liter bottles of soda. But then we can also measure teeny tiny milliliters, and yeah, this is a called a graduated cylinder, and it is used to measure milliliters. And when you fill up the with the just a tiny little bit of water, and then you're already at 10 milliliters, and this whole thing holds 100. If you know what an eyedropper is, right, one of those little tiny droppers. If you've ever seen your parents give like a little sibling like that liquid Tylenol or something where they use the little dropper, that's measuring in milliliters too. Milliliters are super, super tiny. And so when we look at our scale, and we've seen these before, we've not seen one that goes vertically like this, but this one does. So we can look at this milliliters and see that it is 2 liters. We can look at the scale. This bottle would be 2 liters, and that would be 2,000 milliliters. Okay, and that's what we're working on today. When we measure liquid, just like we've been measuring length with meters and centimeters and millimeters, it's kind of the same idea, right? So when we're just changing all the words here. Instead of meters, centimeters, and millimeters, we'll have liters. We really won't use centiliters, but they do exist. But we will definitely talk about milliliters. Okay, so liters and milliliters are what we are working on today. Okay, we can also use cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. That's a different system. So if you've heard of that, or if you've done a gallon man in the past, that's another way to measure liquids as well. So let's look at this. If we had an aquarium, this is an aquarium where fish live, would we have 60 liters of water in that aquarium or 60 milliliters? So, and then we'll be thinking about how we know. So let's first think about 60 liters or 60 milliliters. What do you think? Hey, we would have 60 liters. How do you know that it would be 60 liters, not 60 milliliters? Well, think about, right? If you just had this graduated cylinder and it's quite small and you only had 60 liters, only filled up to here, right? That would not be enough room for a fish to live, that's for sure, right? So we're going to need more than that. We're going to need 60 liters of water here. Okay. So what we can remember here, this conversion, if you have 10, if you have 1 liter, that's going to be 1,000 milliliters. Just like 1 meter had 1,000 millimeters. Okay, so connecting to things that we already know. So how could we use the measurement scale to find out how many milliliters are in 4 liters? All right, watch what I do. So here's 1 liter, 2 liters, 3 liters, 4 liters. And we can look across and see that that is worth 4,000 milliliters, right? 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. All right, what do you think? So, how can we use the measurement scale to find out how many milliliters are in 6 liters? What do you think? Yeah, we can just find 6 liters here, look across, and see that it would be 6,000 milliliters. Is there an easier way that you can think of? Keep thinking about that for a moment, because there's an easier way than just using this scale. Okay, let's mention the objective here. We're going to convert milliliters and liters. We're going to apply this to some word problems as well. We've seen this measurement standard several times, right? When we did meters and centimeters, when we did the time, but there's the L and the ML. L for liters, ML for milliliters. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Would a dog drink 2/10 of a liter of water or 200 milliliters? Well, look on my measurement scale. And what do you notice? Okay, let's find 2/10. So 2/10 is going to be less than one. So it's right down here. And we look across. If you said that those were equal amounts, you were right, right? So you can pick either one of those. Those are both correct because they are equal. If the class sold 3 and 5/10, right, which is worth one half, 3 and a half, 3 and 5/10 liters of lemonade for a fundraiser, how could we use the measurement scale to find out how many milliliters we sold? All right, so look at this 3.5 is more than 3 but less than 4, but it's not on here. What should I do? What do you think? Hey, 3.5, 3 and 5/10 would be halfway between 3.4 and 3.6, 3 and 4/10, 3 and 6/10. So halfway between these would be 3 and 5/10, right? Or 3,500. All right. So is there an easier way to convert these? How would we convert 2,000, 4 to 4,000? I'm going to give you a hint. We're going to multiply. What are we going to multiply by? We are going to multiply by 1,000, right? So think about that. If you have 12 liters, well, 12 times 1,000. So we cross off the zeros. 12 times 1 is 12, and we'd have 12,000 like that. Okay, so multiplying times 1,000 is our conversion here, and that's what we're doing, right? Converting milliliters and liters. There's going to be a 2-column table. All right, let's go ahead and open up to Math Journal page 114, and let's just do one or two of these here together, right? So I think we'll know how to do this one. Let's look down here, right? So 4.4, well, we'll be able to find that on the chart. But 8.8, well, 8.8 isn't on the chart. Well, let's look, right? So 1.5 was 1,500 because the 1 liter was 1,000 and 5/10 was 500. So 8.8 is going to be 8,000. Let's try to write it in that little box there. 8,000, and then this 0.8, this 8/10, see right here, is worth 800. 8,800. Okay, so you'll work on the other ones. Let's look over here at these types. Number 3, right? Shade the number of liters and find the number of milliliters. All right, so 2 and 2/10. Well, we're going to be shading up to past the 2, right? 2 and 2/10 is more than 2, right up to here, right? And looking over at our line, we got up to this point right here. So how many milliliters is that? What are you thinking right now? How many milliliters do you think that is? 2,000. Okay, and then the 2/10, if you look at our scale, is worth 200. 2,200. Right? And so you've got some other ones to look at there on number 3. And then lastly, let's do one of the word problems together also. Let's see. Let's come down to number, I'll let you do that one. Let's go here with number 2. A washing machine uses 150 liters per of water per load. If the Lopez family washes 5 loads of laundry per week, how many milliliters of water, about how many milliliters water do they use per week? All right, so we got 155 times, right? So 150 times 5. But if we're not, that's probably beyond what we've done in multiplication so far. So I'm going to double it. So there's two 150s. Two more would be another 300. So now I'm at 600. So that's four. One, two, three, four. So I need to add 150 more and get 750. All right. Now I cannot put 750 right there. Why not? Because it's not milliliters. That's liters. L for liters. So I need to multiply times 1,000. When we multiply times 1,000, right? It's just like adding three zeros. We saw that earlier, right? Where we did four, moved to 4,000. And then I did 12 with you, and that went to 12,000. So, and the reason is, right, when we were crossing out the zeros, we need to add those three zeros back. So 750 and then three zeros, 750,000 milliliters. All right, your job today is to finish these pages, right? You've got some left here on number one with our charts. And then there's number two, number three, and then the word problems over on this page. You have three to do: number one, number three, and number four. All right, fourth graders, if you have any questions, be sure to reach out and let me know. Our goal here today was to convert liters and milliliters, right? And then we're applying that to word problems as well. All right, that's all. Good luck.